All right, had Cam in here at the office with me today doing a couple things that sparked my mind on something I've been reading out of a book called Who Not How lately. This Who Not How just talks about hiring the right people versus being focused on so much of the process and the path to getting to where you want to get to. And honestly, I look at it from a child perspective and how they develop into being a useful, contributing member of society and the workforce, for lack of a better way to describe it. And ultimately, as parents, how we look at what we do with these kids, what we provide for them, and also the things we show as being important for them as well, too, because that's the path they're going to take. That creates the belief systems they have, which creates the priorities in the life, which creates the path that they create, which creates the outcomes that ultimately they get over the course of time. And I truly feel this way because college has gotten to be in my opinion, an overpriced daycare center, for lack of a better way to describe it. And kids don't really actually come out with something that's highly applicable. They may get a very specific skill set or a piece of paper that allows them, not says that they're good enough to, but allows them to participate in a certain sector. And typically their first employment or an internship or something actually teaches them skill sets that they can actually learn and be successful. And to be completely honest, it's not even typically the skill set, it's the person that gets developed from it. And that's my point, is that it's the who, not how with our kids. Teaching him a skill set is one thing. Like I could teach a monkey how to do something. I could teach a 3-year-old how to do something. What's more important is that I help him develop character. I help him develop work ethic. I help him develop some grit and some perseverance, the ability to overcome obstacles with it. I help him develop a mindset that's not fixed, but is more focused on developing and knowing that if I keep putting myself in difficult circumstances and hard circumstances, I'm going to get better. I'm going to get more resilient over the course of time. That's the skill set, quote unquote, that we need to teach our kids. Going to college and learning a trade or a skill set on there is going to become more and more of a waste of time as time goes on here. And they've shown that and they've talked about it. I was listening to a podcast here recently from some guys in the big tech world, and they're looking at a lot of the AI stuff. And honestly, and I 100% agree with this, over 50% of our workforce will be replaceable within 5 years because of the advancements in AI. And that's, I mean, again, that goes into anything clerical, that goes into anything with number-driven type stuff. The things you can't replace are relationships. The things you can't replace is leadership. The things you can't replace is high character pieces that build companies, that build culture, that ultimately get results with it. That's the stuff you teach your kids. That's the reason why you put them in sports right now, so they learn how to get some perseverance to them. They learn how to lose. They learn how to win. They learn how to be a good teammate. They learn how to lead. That's why we put them in those things on there. That's why we expose them to difficult scenarios intentionally to develop that. So again, I'm not telling you how to be a parent, and I struggle with this myself, but our focus needs to shift from the who, from the how. In other words, what's the process? What's the thing you got to learn type of thing? What's the college you got to get into to get the slip of paper? It's going to be irrelevant. And if you don't think I'm being honest about that, just wait and you'll see. It is letting your kids learn, letting your kids struggle, letting your kids kind of have to go through the crap so they can develop the character, the grit, the perseverance, the leadership, the teammate aspect of what goes on in life, the ownership over who they are and where they're going. That's going to make them successful. It's going to make them stand out from the crowd type of thing. This isn't tangible stuff. That's the crappy part. But when you get intentional and the who becomes your focus, not the how in regards to their development, that's when they're going to win. So again, quit worrying about the school they're going to get into. Quit worrying about the results that they get right now. Help them develop into the who, that the how becomes irrelevant down the road with it. I guarantee that's going to be the focus we as parents have to continue to take.